when you teaching her the game, but she can't get ahead of herself.
Taking the red pill is just a different type of feeling. Some call it bad, I call it spiritual healing. It opens up your mind, the truth being revealing. And when it comes to women, you start being appealing. They stop squilling, start kneeling just to get you. Now they flag you down, asking can they get a picture.
Welcome back to the Anthony Spade channel. Before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button, hit that notifications button, and leave a comment. Let me know exactly what you think about this video. Next, I would not be talking about all women, even though it feels like it. And if you haven't subscribed to my second channel, who is Anthony Spade, the link is in the description. All right, today we're going to be reacting to a video of Bernice Burgos shares a video with her and her daughter twerking, where I guess she's showing her how to twerk or whatever on camera. All right, the reason for me making this video today and reacting to this video is to show you guys that majority of the women out here have already been brainwashed through their mother. Majority of the brainwashing that you're seeing in society comes from the home first. If you come from a dysfunctional home, it's easier for you to fall through agendas. If you come from a home where you're actually tight with your parents, but your parents are no good either, then you're gonna fall suit. Why? Because nobody knows that they're doing anything wrong when they're doing something wrong, as long as someone's around to applaud it. All right, as long as someone applauding your wrongs, you would never know that you're doing wrong. But before we get to that video, I'm going to be reacting to a video on World Star where a guy says men make women pay half the bills are clowns. All right, with no further ado, let's get to it.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but women over the age of 26 are already traveling around the world by themselves, taking each other to five-star dinners, buying each other expensive chains and jewelry for each other's birthday for friends, starting their own business, got their own crib, got their own car, and got their credit together.
And they're lonely. And they're lonely. I'm going to repeat it again. And they're lonely. The worst thing in the world for not just a woman, but for a person in general to do, is to brag about your materialistic things that you can do, the money that you can spend, because that doesn't bring happiness. Buying a Rolex doesn't bring happiness. It just makes you feel different than another person. You're happy that you're feeling like you're a small percentage of people that can actually do something, but it shows how much of your soul is for sale. Every time I go on vacation, I never go alone. Well, in my 30s. In my 20s, yeah. But in my 30s, no, I never go alone. But one thing that I can tell you when I'm on vacation, it is so sad watching groups of women be places by themselves with no men wanting to approach them at all. Granted, the type of women that he's talking about are actually black women. But at this point, black women are losing. The culture is messed up. So it really don't matter if women can afford to do everything. Money will only bring out exactly how you're hurting inside.
What are they going to do with a man that wants to take them to dinner, have free conversation, and wants to go half on the bills? She already pays all the bills herself. What is she going to do with you? You know how embarrassing it is to be the only girl out the group chat or the groups that your man makes you go half and half? Step it up, bozo.
All right, response to this. Let's go ahead and get to it. All right, what he's responding to, he's not responding to the average guy out there that's going on the first date and the woman wants more out of him. You know, like some guys want to do a simple date, but then the woman may want to get expensive and go to an expensive date because she feels like that's what she's worth. Guys are saying go half whenever she wants to spend more money. So if she wants to choose the restaurant, then you guys should go half on the bill. If a woman is sitting at the table bragging about how much she don't need a man, how much she don't want a man, and what she could do by herself, then I say charge her half. Because a man is willing to pay for good companionship. He's willing to pay for conversation. He's willing to pay to have a good time. But a man is not willing to pay to be at an interview. That's what going half of it is right here. Now, if you're the guy and you're playing the status world where you're dating the women that are actually out here spending all the money and doing that, yes, you're probably going to end up paying for the meal because you threw yourself in that world. I know guys that have thrown themselves in that world. They're making millions of dollars. They don't care about blowing the money. Majority of this paying half is typically for the common guy that's sitting with a woman trying to brag about how she doesn't need a man. So if you're on a date with a woman and the whole time that you're on a date with a woman, it was uncomfortable and you felt like she was belittling you, then you charge half. But if you and a woman have had a good dinner and everything's been going, there's been no combativeness, you pay. It's that simple. Guys like this talk this way online to get attention from women. If you look at the tattoos on his face and the tattoos on his neck, he's only going to draw in a certain type of woman, which is typically going to be a young bum bitch. All right, you have to understand, as a man matures and gets older, these type of guys are turnoffs to women. But to a weak man, you may look at this guy and think he's cool, but he's not. Go out in reality. The guys that are just like him are walking around with the hood rats. They're not even walking around with the girls that are actually bosses. All right, guys like this can get those type of women at a younger age. In their 30s, women aren't fucking with Chads and Tyrones like that. Trust me, and you'll know that whenever you start going outside of your house. All right, next, we're going to get to the story. This is going to be Bernice Burgos shares a video twerking with her daughter on TikTok. I think everybody know who Bernice Burgos is. You know, she's one of those IG models / thoughts. And she's also a grandma, and she looks like this at her age. All right, you have to give it to her. All right, if you have to say apples do not fall too far from the tree, Bernice Burgos and her daughter Ashley are gorgeous, which they are. There's some gorgeous girls. All right, and the thing is, it's like majority of the problems that come from women are going to come from women that look like this. Why? Because they feel like they deserve more out of life. Why do they feel like they deserve more out of life? Because there's always a beta male around to applaud. Majority of these women right here, they keep beta males around them that they're never going to date. So they'll keep gay guys around them, but they'll also keep weak men around them that tell them anything that they want to hear. They never have an alpha male around them. And the reason why they never hang around alpha males is because alpha males cannot be manipulated. Women like this keep beta males and weak men around them because it's easier for them to feel powerful. They feel powerful because those guys have no control over their desires. The beta males that stay around these type of women all day long, you start to develop a feminine trait as well with these women. Next thing you know, you're telling her she looks good in her outfit. Next thing you know, he's buying clothes. He want her to say, hey, you look good in those outfits. You start to develop a feminine mindset. And then these women get bored and then they have to do things to get attention. That's where you may see the curse being passed down to the daughter, which is in this video. Let's go ahead and play it.
When you're teaching her the game, but she can't get ahead of herself.
You guys have to understand that in the world that we are living in today, it's a lose-lose situation for women, especially black women. And the reason why black women are going to lose the most is because it's an ongoing battle between black men and black women that has become cultivated. This is how come you're going to always see the black manosphere prosper faster. Kevin Samuels is going to be around forever, making videos about the difference between black men and black women and different in the delusion. That's going to exist forever. You could pretty much say it's a permanent job. Why? Because it's a permanent dysfunction within the black community. The black community is obsessed with their own demise. So all this negativity and women teaching their daughters how to be sluts for attention, that's going to continue to go. Because there's a price on your soul. When you lose your soul, you lose everything. when you dedicate yourself to attention and materialistic things, you would never be happy. Why? Because a Rolex doesn't know how to treat you. A pair of Yeezys don't know how to treat you. They don't know what to say to you. They don't know how to make you feel. You just feel different knowing that the average person doesn't want it or want to afford it. It's getting worse. It's getting worse. It's getting worse. The thing is, you can't really complain about it. You got to roll with the punches and keep going. This is Anthony Spade. Hopefully you guys are able to get the message behind the video. Comment, like, subscribe to both of my channels. Hasta la vista.